rectifier. So what is clipper? So clippers are networks that employ diodes to clip away a portion of an input signal without distorting the remaining part of the applied waveform. So class, clipper is a circuit. Primary function is to clip. What you mean by to clip? It remove a part of a signal's waveform. So it's a circuit designed to prevent a signal from exceeding a predetermined voltage level. So, nung early history class, before I proceed to the deeper meaning ng clippers. So, early history class, clipping circuits ay tinatawag din slicers. Ano? So, in modern era, tinatawag na natin siya as limiter. So, it is initially implemented using resistors and diodes. So, the earliest form were essentially a half-wave rectifier. So, which is the simplest form of a clipper, as it clips off an entire half cycle of a waveform. So, through the development, the use of clipper circuits evolved alongside the development of diodes and transistors. So, the addition of ADC, the direct current bias voltage, to the circuit allowed us, like us, engineers, to set the clipping level to a precise value other than zero. So, it expands their application through this. So, in early patents, um, kung kilala nyo, yung isa sa aking mga pinsan, si William I. Smith. Sino si William I. Smith? William I. Smith, noong 1964, he described a nonlinear clipper circuits for protecting sensitive components from voltage spikes. So class, ano yung pinaka main reason why we use diode clippers? We have two main reasons. First is to over voltage protection. So, ano ba yung over voltage protection? The primary use of the clipper circuit to protect the sensitive electronic components from damaging the voltage spikes or transient through um, protection, over voltage protection. So by setting a clipping level, the circuit ensures that the voltage never exceeds the safety limit. So for example, a clipper can be used to protect a digital input from a high voltage analog signal. So that's the first reason why we use the diode clippers. So the second one is through waveform shaping. Clippers are used to intentionally modify the shape of a signal for various applications. So we have different types ng clippers. So we have series. The next, wait lang. Next one for this is that we have series clippers. So under the series clippers, we have the series positive and we have the series negative. Under the parallel clippers, we have the parallel negative and the parallel positive clippers. So clippers, in a simple meaning, it removes a portion of a input signal's waveform. So we can see here at the graph or a waveform in the series positive, series negative rather, sorry. Series negative clipper, we clip the negative part of the waveform. So kung sa diode class, the key to a clipper is that the diode acts like a switch. So when forward bias, it's almost as katulad din siya ng what do you call this? The diode itself. So when forward bias, it's a closed switch. So if it's closed switch, it allows current to flow and the out voltage to be limited. So when reverse bias class, it's an open switch. So it blocks the current and allowing the whole input signal to pass to the output. So we can see here class in series positive paper, the diode is oriented to block the positive half of the input signal. So during the positive half cycle, the diode is reverse bias and acts as a open circuit. So no voltage is produced. No output voltage rather is produced. So during the negative half cycle, the diode is forward biased. It acts as a closed switch. So and the full negative signal appears as the output. So the result is it clips the waveform where the positive peaks are removed. In in series negative class, the diode is simply reversed from the positive clipper. So this configuration blocks the negative half cycle and passes the positive half cycle. So the output is a waveform with the negative peaks clip off. So in other sense class, kapag series clippers, ini-clip natin yung over voltage. Hindi naman dapat. So next, we have here the parallel clippers. So in a parallel clipper class, the diode is connected in parallel with the output. So almost same na ang series. It clips the whole positive or the whole negative. So ang clue lang dyan, pag series negative, i-clip yung buong negative. Series positive, clip yung buong the other parallel homosig. Ano? The parallel positive clippers class, the diode is oriented to clip the positive half cycle. So during the positive half cycle, the diode is forward biased and it acts a short circuit. So effectively limiting the output voltage to near zero. So during the negative half cycle class, the diode is reverse bias. It acts as an open circuit and the full negative signals appear at the output. So, in parallel negative, the diode direction is reverse. No, nakikita naman natin yung construction ng diode that the diode is in reverse. Ano? This circuit clips the negative half cycle. So, during the negative half cycle, the diode is forward bias and shorts out the signal. So during the positive half cycle, the diode is open, allowing the full positive signal to pass to this circuit. So the difference is that the construction. You can see here the construction of the series positive, the diode and resistors. Same with the parallel, the resistors, and we have the diode. So what is the difference kapag naman meron tayong bias clippers? So sa clippers class, meron tayong three types. So the series, the parallel, and the bias clippers. So under this, we have the series positive, the series negative. So in parallel, we have the parallel negative and parallel positive. And in bias class, we have the um, bias positive and bias negative clipper. So ano naman meron sa bias clippers? Sa series and parallel, we have diode and resistor. In bias clipper, we add a DC voltage source in a series with the diode. So this allows us to set the clipping level to a voltage other than zero. So sa bias positive clipper class, the diode and the DC voltage source are configured to clip the positive portion of the signal above a specific voltage level. So the diode only turns on and clips the signal when the input voltage exceeds the sum of the bias voltage and the diode's forward voltage drop. So mini class, kunwari, we can see here the initial voltage. Bibigyan ko kayo ng simple analogy. Sa isang circuit class, kunwari, may give an initial voltage around mga 10 volts. And meron tayong DC voltage source, a battery, mga 5 volts. So, para malaman natin kung saan i-clip or i-remove yung portion na yun, we are getting the total voltage of the circuit. So, the initial voltage minus the voltage of the DC voltage source. So 10 minus 5 is equals to 5 volts. So hanggang dun lang, makikita niyo yung graph, diba? You can see the graph. Kunwari, 5 volts. Hello, hello. So makikita niyo yung class 2 sa graph. Kunwari, 5 volts yung red line. So, pag may nag-exceed pa dun class, it clip that portion. So, kapag naman sa baba class, makiklip naman niya kapag ang initial voltage we have 10. So, pabaliktad naman siya in reverse. So, diode is reversed. This is a biased positive clipper class. Nakikita niyo sa screen. Pag naman biased negative clippers, the diode is in reverse. So, since it reversed, so 10, negative 10, magiging negative 10. The initial voltage is negative 10 minus negative 5. So, it gives negative 15. So, dun sa negative part, hanggang negative 15 lang. So, pag may nag-exceed doon, nakiklip yung portion na yun. Nawawala. So, yun yung clipper. The clipper cut-offs, it limits or it removes the overvoltage. So, here is the question, class. I will ask about, di ba nakikita nyo, class, for the series, parallel, and bias clippers, we have only one diode. If I add more than one diode, what will happen? In reverse, kunyari class, nagdagdag ako ng isa pang diode, pero in reverse. Kung sa series class, kapag nagdagdag tayo ng forward diode, nakiklip yung positive side, whole positive side. Pag naman naka-reverse, whole negative side. How about kapag dalawang diode na siya? Different polarity. Ano kaya mangyayari? Wala kayang magiging flat kaya yung mismo waveform? Mag-ask tayo. Let's ask somebody. Sorry, hindi ko kayo nakikita. Let's ask somebody here. Rachel Ann May.
Ano po? Para pong magiging flat sense po from
Are you
different...
sure?
From ano lang po, observation lang po.
Because of the series of parallel. How about others? I will ask somebody here. Parang ready si Hernandez Paulo. Parang sabi niya, kayang-kaya ko to.
Sir, ano po? Pasensya na po, maingay po eh.
Go lang.
Sir, ang aking po naisip din, i-flat lang din po gawa po ng kabilaan po. Wala po ako sa iba sasagot.
Okay. Another one. Patawa-tawa si di mailig. How about Maria Ravijoyce? I have two screens. Sorry.
Ganun din po. Like, mag-flat po. Kasi...
Happy face, kumbaga.
Po?
Happy face. Wala bang any information? Walang magko-contradict? How about you? Ready kasi sige, di mailig. Parang kayang-kaya mo yan.
Sir, ano po yung tanong?
If I add another diode to the circuit, different polarity, what will happen? The waveform will be flat or meron pa rin siyang makiklip na voltage between the positive and the negative side.
Kapag po nag-add ng diode sa parehas na side po?
Isang diode. Kunyari, nag-add pa ako ng isang diode. Pero naka-reverse naman. Di ba, kunyari, may diode na ako. with forward bias or forward. And nag-add ako ng isa pang diode na naka-reverse. What will happen to the waveform?
What will happen to ano po?
To the waveform.
Naka-curve pa rin po.
Ma-retain yung signal na meron. Parang ganun ba sinasabi mo?
Po.
So, ano yung clipper doon?
Para po
Ginamit ang clipper doon.
Ano po?
Paano ginamit yung clipper?
Diga po, ang purpose po ng clipper ay para po hindi mag-exceed yung voltage.
Oo, to cut the portion that is over or exceeding the voltage.
Yes po, yun nga po.
Yes, di ba? Di ba, pag kunwari in series and parallel, kapag may forward bias tayo, na ang diode ay naka-forward. So, ang mangyayari, buong positive naka-clip, di ba?
Apo.
In parallel, same. Paano kapag mayroong isa pang diode na naka-reverse naman?
Ay baka po magpa-flat na pala.
So, nag-iba ka ng sagot.
Apo.
So, are you agreeing with the other's answer?
Parang hindi po. Pero ko po may curve pa rin talaga.
Okay. So, here is the thing, class. Pag mag-add tayo ng condition, may signal pa rin. Yeah, may waveform pa rin. Pero doon dadaan ay yung forward, what we call this, the voltage drop. So, we have a voltage drop right, the 0.7 for the silicon and 0.3 for the germanium. So, the portion that is clipped to the waveform is hanggang 0.7. And the negative 0.7 in the negative part. So, nagagets na ba? So, kumbaga, may signal pa rin, pero nakikip. So, parang style bias clippers. So, another question, guys. In a series and a parallel clippers, we have the resistor and the diode. In bias circuit, we have the resistor, the diode, and another DC voltage supply. So if I add DC voltage supply to the series and parallel, what will happen? Ramos, Rensmore.
Sir, ano po tanong?
So here is the question. Kapag mag-a-add po ako ng another DC voltage supply to the series and parallel, what will happen? Di ba yung construction kanina? Nakita niyo naman yung construction ng circuits between the series, parallel, and the bias, right? Walang nasagot.
Opo, sir.
What will happen? Nawala na. Another one. Kasi makita yung iba. Babae naman. Carmela.
Ano po yung tanong, sir?
Mahina ba talaga yung guide?
Hindi ko lang po kasi marinig.
Ito na iba? Para naman So, here's the question. If I add another DC voltage supply to the series of parallel, what will happen?
Oh. Sir, mahina po. Hindi ko po talaga marinig.
Hello.
Okay na po.
Yan. Lapit ko na. Kunyari class, di ba dun sa construction ng circuit from the series and parallel, we have resistors and diode. So in a bias, we have additional DC voltage source. If I add DC voltage source to a series and parallel, what will happen? Narinig nyo ba? So what will happen? What do you think, class? Wala namang mali. Just try. Imagine nyo, class. Pag nagdagdag pa ako ng isang voltage supply sa isang series and parallel, anong mangyayari? Yes, Karil?
Sir, ano lang po sa series. Siguro po, pag nagdagdag po ng DC voltage supply sa series, kapag po sa forward bias, mas mabilis pong mag-turn on yung diode. Tapos kapag po sa reverse bias, parang mas matagal po na mag-turn on. Ganun po.
Okay. Sino pinataas? Another one? May tumas pa kanina eh, bukod kay Karil. Yon. De Guzman.
Sir, ano po yun, parang light lang po yung knowledge ko about it. Pero, yun nga po, adding DC voltage sources po dun sa hindi magdadagdag po ng voltage dun sa ano po. Kung halimbawa po sa series, magdadagdag po ng voltage. Tapos po, tatas din po yung current. Ay, tama ba? Basta po yun.
Okay, here is the thing, class. Kung nakikita nyo or napagmamasdan nyo, kapag nag-add tayo ng DC voltage source to a series and parallel, same lang siya as a bias. As a bias clipper. Ito mo, class, dagdagan nyo ng DC voltage source ang isang series or parallel. Ang mangyayari, bias clippers yun. So parang nililito ko lang kayo. Paano kapag dinagdagan natin ng DC voltage supply? So it is the bias clipper itself. So that is the thing. So it means that nandoon na almost lahat sa isang bias clippers. Why? Mostly bias clippers are used in different circuits or in every computations that we have or any problem solving about the circuits or clippers that we are answering. So parang sinasabi nito na pag merong over voltage ang nangyayari, kiniklik niya yung signal. Tinatagtag niya yung hindi naman angkop na signal to the circuit. So ang nais lang sabihin ni clippers, it is essential in electronics for shaping and protecting the signal. So next, we have the clamper. So what is clamper, class? A clamper is a network constructed of a diode, a resistor, and a capacitor. So it shapes a waveform to a different DC level without changing the appearance of the applied signal. So a clamper circuit shapes the entire DC level of an AC waveform without changing its shapes or tinatawag na peak-to-peak voltage. So the circuits clamp one of the signals peak to a specific voltage level. Kung this is the difference between the clampers and the rectifiers. Kung si clamper, siniship niya, or we call it as restorer. Yeah. DC restorer. Ang clamper ay isa ring DC restorer. Kung siya, siniship niya yung entire DC to an AC, the rectifier converts the DC to an AC signal. From AC to a DC signal. So that is the difference between the clampers and the rectifier. So, nung unang panahon ni class, yung term na clamper and its function ay isang DC restorer. So, prominent ito nung early days. Why? Ginagamit siya sa mga television, sa mga video technology. Nung unang panahon, in early television receiver, yung mga video signals na kailangan natin para i-clamp to a reference, to a voltage, to properly set the black level of the image. So, kunyari class, nung unang panahon, meron tayong black and white na TV, right? Minsan nga, pinupukpok pa natin. No. Anong ginagawa nun? From the AC, di ba AC pa rin yung gumagana sa ating mga currents sa mga poste because of transformer. And then, pagpasok sa bahay class, we have DC na. May mga DC na yon, like yung pagbuhay ng mga TV, direct current na yon. So, anong ginagawa kapag nasa TV na class? Kaya tinatawag siyang DC restorer. I-restore niya yung signal na dumating sa kanya. Kaya minsan, pinupukpok natin yung TV. Then, ay, baka yung signal kasi nawawala. Baka kasi yung signal hindi tumatagma dun sa antenang nakukuha. So, the clamper restore the direct current. So, pag na-restore niya yung class, kinaklamp ng clamper to a reference voltage to properly set the black level of the image. So, kaya doon tayo nakakakuha ng mga image through signal processing. So, yung signal processing class, inaral rin namin yan sa biomedical signal. So, in signal processing class, meron mga noises or tinatawag namin artifacts. Yung noises nakaka-apekto sa isang signal. So, through the development of this clamper, the fundamental circuit using a capacitor, a diode, and resistor. So, sa amin, electronics, tinatawag namin yan DRC. Diode, resistor, and capacitor. So, what is capacitor? In our own understanding, capacitor. Di mailig.
Capacitor po, sir, ay nag-i-store po.
Yeah.
Yan na po. Nag-i-store po ng electricity.
Ano pa? Yan, nag-i-store ng energy or the electrical energy, and then ano pa class? Additional.
Kaya din po ata mag-distribute.
Yeah, exactly. After storing that energy signal, kaya niya mag-distribute in a sufficient or in a better way ng pag-distribute ng electrical signal to the devices. So that's a capacitor. So the capacitor charges to the peak of the AC signal. So, and it stored the voltage and then it used to shift the entire waveform. So, yung later advancement niya included yung bias clampers, wherein an external DC voltage source allows for clamping to a level other than the 0 volts. So, we can see here, class, the diode and capacitor can be combined to clamp an AC signal to a specific DC level. So, ano ba literal yung ginagawa ng isang clamper? So, clamper circuit, also known as the DC storer, yung sinasabi na natin kanina. So, it shifts the entire AC signal up or down by a DC voltage level. So, without changing the waveform shape. So, nagulong pa rin siya. Lumalaki, lumilit lang, depende sa kiniklip niyang voltage. So, the key difference is that the clipper circuit clips or removes part of the signals. So, sa clipper, ni-remove niya talaga entirely yung hindi naman necessary signal. So, dito class, kinakalamp niya, ni-restore niya yung direct current. So, paano gumagana yung class? We have three major how it works. So, first one is through the capacitor charging. Ano ba yung capacitor charging class? So the capacitor charging, during one half cycle of the input AC signal, the diode is forward bias. It allows the capacitor to charge up to the peak voltage of the input signal. So, second one, the DC voltage addition. So, ano nangyayari doon? Once charged, class, the capacitor holds this voltage. So, in the next half cycle, when the diode is reversed, the capacitor stored voltage is added in a series to the input signal. So, lastly, class, through what we call this waveform shift. So, sa waveform shift class, this addition of a constant DC voltage from the capacitor effectively shift the entire waveform. So, either upward, yung tinatawag nating positive clumper, or downward, the negative clumper. So, ang result niya is a signal that retained its original shape but is now centered around a new direct current voltage level. So, in other words, clipper, it's cut off, it limiter siya. Clumper, it DC restore. So, nagre-restore siya ng signal. So, next, we have here the rectifier. So, rectifier ay isang circuit that converts the alternating current to a direct current. In terms of question ka class, sa tatlo, from the clipper, clumper, and rectifier, what is the oldest of the three circuits? What do you think, class? Let's have tabag tayo. Hernandez, what do you think is the oldest?
Sir, yung isa nga po kanina po yung clumper, ano po. Ay, yung ano, yung... sir, ano po talaga po, sir? Ano po, sir? Parang po.
What do you think the oldest from the three circuits? The clipper, the clumper, or the rectifiers?
Ano nga, sir? Sir, sorry na sa ano, sa background music.
Go lang.
Ano ba yan? Sir, wala lang po yung clumper po. Yung pong clumper.
Ano?
Yung pong clumper po.
Why?
Shape AC. Sir, tama po ba yung kahit hindi ko po ano? Yung sinasabi po. Yun po ba sa clumper po, yung connected po siya sa... Ano sabihin yun?
Go lang.
AC. Yung from ano po, di ba po outlet yung AC. Tapos po, tama po ba? AC nga po outlet. Tapos po sa DC, yung pong sa ano, connected po ba siya sa mga cellphones po pag nag-charge gano'n?
Yes,
Yung sa, ano,
connected. Pero yung kasing mismong circuit ng clumper, mostly nangyayari lang siya sa may mga noisy channels. Like kunyari sa TV, kapag kumuha tayo ng signals, dahil yung direct kasing charger, wala naman kasi siyang nagiging artifacts from that. So I think wala. Hindi siya connected.
Sige po, sir.
Yes,
Yung po sa
connected in
clumper
a way
na po.
na direct current. Pumapasok.
Yun po, sir. Doon na lang po sa clumper po.
Another one. Okay, Sainil. Go.
Good morning po, sir. Feeling ko po rectifiers po yung nauna. Kasi po, feeling ko po, since pinakakailangan po na ma-produce po yung DC from AC powers po for the communications po such as radio, telegraphs, and siguro po yung mga naunang electronic devices po. Yun po yung ginamit po nila, yung rectifiers po. Since ang clippers and clumpers po is for lang po, for signal shaping lang po. Like, yung sinabi nyo nga po, kapag may noise po. Yun po. Thank you po.
Exactly. That's the answer. Rectifier are the oldest of the three circuits. Why? Because with their history beginning in the late 19th century, nung una pa lang class, the core function of a rectifier is to convert the alternating current into a direct current. So that's why rectifiers are the oldest of the three circuits. Noong unang panahon, mas priority natin, paano ba mag-convert ng alternating to a DC na pumapasok sa mga bahay-bahay. And also, class, correct din, clippers and clampers are for the shaping of the signals and protecting the signals. So, in her early history class, for your information, the first rectifier was the selenium rectifier. So, it created by my cousin. So, isa siya sa aking mga pinsan na nag-create. Sino siya? Si Charles Pritz. So, si Charles Pritz ang nag-create ng first rectifier noong 1883. So, habang naguhugas ako ng plato, class, sabi ko, ano ba yung kinukuting-ting ng aking pinsan? So, ang galing naman niya. Hindi ko akalain yung pala ay selenium rectifier. Galing. So, these devices were inefficient and bulky. Kaya lang, class, nung time na yun, malaki. Masyadong malaki yung selenium rectifier. So, ang naging motivation niya that time is nung early 20th century class, nakita niya yung development ng vacuum tube diodes kay John Fleming. Nung nakita niya yun na medyo maliit, ito yung naging standard niya for rectifiers. So, ang sunod naman ng class is the what do you call this? The mercury arc rectifier. So, the mercury arc rectifier class is invented by one of my friend, si Peter Cooper. Si Peter Cooper class ay siya ang nag-invento or nag-develop, nag-create ng mercury arc rectifier noong 1902. So, ito yung major step forward ng rectifier at that time. Bakit, class? It could handle the high power levels needed for industrial motors and electric railways. So, ang galing, no? Pero ngayon, this modern era na class, the true revolution came with the advent of the semiconductor rectifiers. So, in the mid-20th century na siya. So, yung materials like germanium, silicon, it led to the development of the highly efficient, compact, and reliable solid-state diodes. So, today, silicon diodes are the standards for all types ng mga rectifiers. From a simple half-wave rectifiers to full-wave bridge rectifier used in nearly every electronic devices power supply. So, ganun kagaling ang history. Ganun kagaling yung timeline ng rectifier. So, ano ba yung rectifier? So, we can see here, rectifier is a circuit that converts the alternating current to the direct current. So this is crucial function because while power grids deliver AC electricity to homes, most electronic devices like phones, yung mga computers, TVs, mga TV natin, nag-ooperate on a DC power. So rectifiers use diodes which acts as a one-way bulbs to ensure the current flow in only one direction. So, sa rectifier class, meron tayong, what you call this, different formulas na isosolve. Pero, before tayo mag-proceed to our laboratory activity, tomorrow, I will share some problem solving and formulas for the half-wave rectifier and full-wave rectifier. So we are going to discuss how to calculate the RMS voltage, the average DC voltage, um, also the all this rectifier efficiency. We're going to discuss that, and yeah. I think yun lang with the um, formulas. Meron pa ba dito formulas? May mga formula pa ba dito? Wala. So yun, I think yun lang. So tomorrow we will discuss that formulas and problem solving about the rectifiers. So to elaborate, what rectifier? So we have here the half-wave rectifier. So in half-wave rectifier, the diode only conducts when it is forward biased. So therefore, only half of the AC cycle passes through the diode to the output. So in half-wave rectifier, this is the simplest type of rectifier. So it uses only one diode to allow a current to flow during one half cycle of the AC waveform. So the other half cycle is black entirely. So the result is that a pulsating DC with a significant drops. So meron siyang pros and cons class. So yes, since it is simple and inexpensive, but highly inefficient because it only uses half of the input power. So it is not suitable for most applications that requires a steady DC supply. So next, we have here the full wave rectifier. So in full wave rectifier, the rectification process can be improved by using a full wave rectifier circuit. So full wave rectifier class are much more efficient as they convert both positive and the negative half cycle of the AC waveform into a pulsating DC signal. So we have two common ways. We have the center top rectifier and the bridge type rectifier. In center type rectifier, the circuit uses a transformer with a center top on its secondary winding and two diodes. Ano siyang two diodes? Nakikita natin. Kita natin sa screen, ano siyang two diodes. So during the positive half cycle, one diode conducts. During the negative half cycle, the other diode conducts. So it routing the inverted signal in the same direction through the load. So in a bridge type naman class, this is most widely used type of rectifier. Why? Because it uses four diodes. So the four diodes arranged in a bridge configuration. During each half cycle, two diode conducts. So kapag nag-conduct yung class, it allows the current to flow in the same direction through the load. So we can see here class, yung flow na electric signal. Kapag nakita niyo yung blue arrow, forward yun ha, wala lang sa baba. The other one, the red line, so it comes from the top until to the bottom. So dinaanan niya two diode. The other one is for the negative. So that is the diode circuit. We discuss about the clipper, the clumper, and the rectifier. So, but before we proceed to the light emitting diode or the special diode class, dun sa ating laboratory activity for tomorrow, mga kasi makalimutan ko, magdala kayo ng at least 2 to 3 laptops per group para mas madali yung inyong pag-edit sa mismong paper. And don't forget the materials that is needed for our laboratory activities. Um, okay. And tomorrow, ano ba yung ano yung time na naka-assign ko sa inyo?
10 a.m. po.
10 a.m. Okay. 10 to 20, 10 to 1. Yeah. Because the 30 minutes is intended for the formulas and problem solving, the part of the rectifiers. Ano pa ba ba? Yeah, the formulas that we have. Mga problem solving where don't forget to bring your scientific calculator. So we're going to proceed with the special diodes. First one is the light emitting diode. So an LED is a semiconductor device that emits light when an electric current passes through it in the forward direction. Unlike a regular diode class, which releases excess energy as heat, an LED is made from special semiconductor materials like gallium arsenide or indium gallium nitride that releases this energy as photons or light. Pero nung history class ng LED, it begins with the discovery of what we call the um, electroluminescence, which is the emission of the light from a material when an electric current is passed through it. So, meron akong nakilala sa nakilalang kaibigan. Nagangalan siyang si Henry Joseph Brown. So, at that time, hardinero ako nila. Ako isang hardinero nila. Gardener ako nila. Hinar ako ni na Henry Joseph Brown at that time. So, isa siyang British radio engineer. Noong 1907 siya yung first na nag-report ng effect ng electroluminescence. He noticed that the various silicon carbide, yung crystal ng class, kung makikita niyo yung silicon carbide crystals, para siyang purple or blue ang color, nagbablock siya. It would emit a yellowish light when a voltage was applied to them. So ang galing, no? Habang ako'y nagtatabas ng na mga damo, kita ko yung ginagawa ni Henry. Ano yun? Apply siya ng voltage and the effect is that it emits a yellowish light. So napahanga ako. This was the first known observation of an LED. Though it had no practical use at that time. After 2 decades class, around 1927, nag-travel ako sa Russia. Sabi ko, marami na akong pera that time. Nag-travel na ako sa Russia. So nakilala ko naman itong isang Russian inventor, si Oleg Losev. Si Oleg Losev class. Kinreate niya yung first LED using the silicon carbide. So, and it provide detailed research on this phenomenon. So despite his work class being published in several scientific journals, the invention was largely forgotten for decades. So dumaan ng maraming taon, forgot na uli siya. And pero, noong 1962 class, the first practical visible LED was invented by Nick Holonyak Jr. Si Nick Holonyak Jr. class ay isa sa matalik naming kaibigan ni Tesla. Ganun kami magkakaibigan. Ang galing, no? Ang galing nila, class. Ang kami nilang na-invento. Ako, tama naging kaibigan ko sila pero wala akong na-invento. Pero ang kagalingan, class, buhay pa ako. Sila wala na. Sila wala na. Ako buhay pa. Nananatiling buhay. So, noong 1962 class, the first practical visible spectrum LED was invented by Nick Holonyak Jr. So, while he is working at the General Electric Corporation, his LED used a gallium arsenide phosphide. yung Gatsby. So, ginamit niya yung gallium arsenide phosphide and it emitted red light. Galing. This marked the beginning of the commercial LED era. So, noong 1970s naman to 1990s class, throughout dun sa decades na dumaan, other colors were developed. So, including yung yellow, yung green. So, a major breakthrough is that it came in the early 1990s when ito yun yung kaibigan ni Holland niya. Pero nakilala ko lang siya nung bibili ako ng kape sa Japan. Sabi ko, makapagkape nga sa Japan. So, nung pumunta ako ng Japan class, a major breakthrough came in the early 1990s. Nakilala ko si Shuji Nakamura. Si Shuji Nakamura class ang nag-develop ng high brightness blue LED using gallium nitride. So, this was a crucial step because it allowed for the creation of the white light. So, yung creation ng white light class, pinag-mix nila yung red, green, and blue. So, doon din nag-open yung door for LED lighting to become a viable replacement for traditional bulbs. So, yung work na yun class, ang galing ni Shuji Nakamura. Pero hindi lang pala siya. May kasama siya doon. So, Shuji Nakamura along with Isamu Akasaki and what do you call this? Hiroshi Amano. Galing nila because they won the Nobel Prize in Physics noong 2014. So, ang galing nila, no? Nobel Prize awarded sila. Boss ako ito, wala akong na-invento, pero buhay pa rin ako. Yun na nakakagaling. So, that is one of the special diodes that we have, the light emitting diode. So, next, we have the Zener diode. So, Zener diode is a special type ng diode. So, I give some overview about the Zener diode. So, I will ask somebody here if ano ba yung Zener diode? Ano yung Zener diode? What is Zener diode? Si Acel Flandes. Acel Flandes.
Hello po, sir. Ano po ulit yung tanong po? Kung ano lang po yung Zener diode po?
Kung saan natin, yeah. Di ba, I give overview about the Zener diode in the, what we call the IV curve. What Zener diode all about and how it works.
Ano po, medyo hindi ko lang po mag-gets. Pero yung pagkakagets ko po ay special type po siya ng diode po na parang nag-ooperate po sa reverse bias po ba?
Yeah, tama.
And ano po siya, parang nagme-maintain po ng constant voltage po. Parang ganun po.
Yeah. Correct. Exactly. So, sinasabi dito na ang Zener diode ay special type ng diode that is designed to operate reliably in the reverse breakdown region. So unlike a normal diode which would be destroyed by high reverse voltage, a Zener diode is heavily doped. So pag heavily doped siya, meron siyang very specific unpredictable breakdown voltage. So known as the Zener voltage. So, ang Zener diode class is a special type ng diode designed to operate in a reverse breakdown region. So, making it an excellent voltage regulator. So, class, history. Ang Zener diode class ay pinangalan kanino? At that time, class, ako ay mayaman kasi sina Clarence Zener at that time. Sina Clarence Zener class, meron silang malaking farm. And isa ako sa na-hire doon at that time. Nagpipick ako ng oranges sa mga puno-puno. So, ang galing. So, Clarence Zener is an American physicist. So, noong 1934 class, he is the one to first describe the Zener effect, which is the electrical breakdown of insulators. So, this was a theoretical discovery that explained how electrons could tunnel, kumbaga, could tunnel through a very thin energy barrier in a semiconductor. So, from that, it allows the current to flow in the reverse direction. So, around mga 1950s class, habang si Clarence Zener was theoretical, it laid the foundation for the development of the practical electronic device. So, yung Zener diode class was later implemented by Bell Labs noong 1950s. So, the key to the Zener diode is that it's designed with a very high doping concentration, which creates a very narrow depletion region. So, mga around one decade, mga 1960s, yung Zener diode class became commercially available in the electronics industry. So they were in the what we call them, they were the first to discrete the semiconductor device to be used as a stable voltage reference, providing a simple, small, and affordable way for us, mga engineers, to create a stable voltage. So before the advent ng integrated circuit class, Zener diodes were essentially components for building power supply regulators. So ang galing, ganun pala ang Zener diode. So Zener diode works in the reverse breakdown region. So that's it. So napaka-special ng Zener diode. So for the last part of our discussion, where do we use diodes? Diodes are used in a wide range of everyday devices and machines because of their availability to control the flow of electricity. So the primary function is to act as a one-way switch for a current. So ginagamit natin yung diode class in different applications. First one, we have the power adapters and chargers. So, yung mga phones natin, charger, laptops, mga power supply, and other electronic devices charger, ginagamitan siya ng diode to convert the AC, the alternating current, from the wall outlet into the DC, the direct current that our devices run on. So, this process is called, what we call this, the rectification. So, that's it. So we have also LEDs. So sa LEDs class, the light emitting diodes are used everywhere, from household lighting and even yung mga flashlights na meron tayo to the indicator lights on the appliances. So yung mga TVs and car dashboards, they are also used sa mga traffic lights and large-scale digital displays. So pangatlo, nagagamit rin natin siya sa remote controls. Yung mga small transparent bulb on your TV, remote is an infrared LED. So it sends invisible light pulses that the TV sensors picks up. So isa yun rin. And the fourth one, we have the automotive systems. So sa automotive system class, the diodes are essential in cars. Why? They're used in the alternator to convert the AC power into DC power to change the battery. So they also protect the vehicle's electric system from the reverse voltage and are used in the lighting system. So that's it. Yung panglima class, what we call this, the computers and electronics. So yung diode class ay fundamental building blocks na digital circuits. So they're used for a logic gates in microprocessors and special in diode Tinatawag natin siyang Zener diodes used in a voltage regulator to ensure a stable power supply for a sensitive components. The last one, we have here the radio and communications. So in radio receiver class, the diodes are used to extract the audio signals from the high frequency radio waves. So this process is called the demodulation. So I will ask somebody here, class, to share some where do we use diodes in different applications that we have. Tatawag tayo dito. At least 3 siguro. Sino pa dito yung ginasabot? Hernandez Paulo. Napagayon si Hernandez.
Sir,
Yes.
yung ano po. Ang tanong niyo po sir ay yung pong purpose nga po, ano po, yung uses po. Paano ba to? Sir, okay lang po. Isa lang naman po, di ba po? Okay lang po. So sa Zener diode po. Ilang ano po? Kahit ano po. So, ano po? Ano ba? Yun na lang pong sa mga chargers po. Tsaka po yung power adapter po, tsaka po charger po. Na, yun nga po yung para pong ganito. Pa?
Share kayo.
So hindi po medyo rinig.
Sorry. You can share something that is different what I discussed.
Lo, sir. Ano po, sir?
Hindi ba?
Ewan ko po, baka po sa akin lang pong signal or ano po.
Sa lahat ba? Parang sakit yung ulo ni Arabella at Shansa. Parang. Share something about where do we use diode in everyday devices?
Okay po, sir. So, yun na nga po, sir. Are po, sir. Power adapter po, sir, sa mga cellphones po. Yun nga po yung sinabi niyo po, sir, na nag-convert po ng AC to DC po. Kasi po, kapag po nagrekta po tayo, baka po hindi kayanin ng mga cellphones po natin. Yun po, ganun po, sir.
Okay, another one. Sean Marl. Sean Marl. Kaiser.
Sir, ano po nga ulit yung tanong?
Where do we use diodes?
Sir, from mostly po,
Hello? Ako bang nawala?
Hindi po.
Is my signal interrupted?
ayun po. Nakapatay po pa naman ko. So, ayun po. Mostly po ang diodes natin is used for signaling po. So, ayun po. For example po, we have ano ba? Ayun po. Mostly used po ang diodes for signaling po, and in other cases po, meron din po siya for light emitting po. For example po, ating pong light emitting diode or LED po, use po yung ginagamit po mostly po for the ayun nga po, to emit light po, and yun na po.
Okay, another one. Kenneth Cueto. Napangiti naman si Kenneth eh.
Sir, so where do we use diodes po?
Yes.
For sa lesson po natin ngayon is either for protection po para po sa hindi po pag-overcharge po sa voltage. At for the example part po is sa mga students po na nagdo-dorm na kagaya ko po, an example po kung saan po ginagamit yung diodes is sa mga clip fan po. Kumbaga po is kino-convert po yung AC para po maging DC para ma-open po yung mga clip fan po. Yan po.
Okay, okay. That's nice. Another one. Si Malinaw, Lyra. Parang problemado si Lyra.
Good morning po. Ang one example po ng use ng diode sa medical field naman po, yun pong sa mga laser treatment po ng cancer.
Yes. Ayun na yun. Kala ko explain mo kung paano.
Opo.
Okay, another last two. Parang ready si Emilio Azugi.
Sir, ang una pong pumasok sa akin ay since nga po ang diodes ay lalo na po yung Zener diodes po is siya po yung pinaka-efficient na nagbibigay po ng regulated voltage is yung mga AVR po na sinasaksak natin sa appliances, yung voltage regulator po. Naisip ko po doon ay punong-puno ng diode yun para since kung karon man po ng maraming voltage spikes ay madidistribute po yung excess voltage doon sa voltage regulator, which is yung AVR nga po. Protected po yung mga appliances dito sa bahay.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Very good example. So last, okay, Jeremy.
Yung akin pong example ay sa mga television or radio signals po. Kasi yung diodes po yung ginagawa po para po ma-adjust yung mga frequency waves po or yung mga FM or AM radios po. Bale dito po nagbabasa yung pong frequency at saka amplitude po para po ma-extract po yung audio pati na din po yung parang parang visual signal po. Kaya po yung kapag po ina-adjust ang antenna ay yun po napapakita po yung mga waves po.
Okay. Okay, class. For tomorrow sa ating laboratory activity, don't forget yung mga materials na needed, materials and equipment for our laboratory 1 and the 9 volts battery, plus the connectors, breadboard, red, green, and yellow LED. So, also yung mga resistors na kailangan natin. And also laptop and scientific calculator. Yes, Mali?
Sir, yung sa connecting wires po, lahat po ba ng types magdadala po?
Yes po. Yes po.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
What do you mean by
Like, yung male to male, female to female, and male to female po.
Hindi, since sa breadboard lang naman kayo, yung yung merong ang tawag dito? Audio, yung sige, okay. That's it. Male, female. Pero rin naman yung simple na wires. Yung isasaksak nyo lang naman siya sa isang breadboard. Pero hindi na kailangan, I think, na mga mahahaba. Goods na yung male. Dahil ipapalsak nyo siya sa breadboard. Meron pa ba ako nakakalimutan? Yeah, the attendance. Bago mag-go. 101. Sino kulang kanina? Diyan na ba si Magmanlak? Wala pa rin si Magmanlak.
Sir, nandito po.
De Guzman.
Present po.
Ani.
Present po.
Nasaan yun? Nasaan si... ayun. Ani Kurt Benedict. So, walang malilate tomorrow ha. Because we will discuss the formulas and computation for the rectifier part. And after that, the laboratory activity. So thank you, class.